Hi, Lizzie, Chris, Adele. Here are a few points that I learned last week when I was doing all that online training. Wonderful online training it was too. What I mean is, it worked, and I was really delighted. So, here are 5 or 6 points. The first one is to try and limit the amount of talking you do to sit around 10, 15 or minutes. You can extend it and make it more interesting, of course, by having a discussion, by using vivid examples, and also every few minutes share a slide. Make sure the slide has fewer than 20 words on it, has visuals, diagrams, or charts you can talk around and explain. People's attention span is much shorter online, I think. The second one is when you use breakout rooms, there's two ways of doing it. One is as a small group of 2, 3, 4 people, and the other one as individuals. So you have 9 people, you have 9 breakout rooms. A minimum breakout period should be 15 minutes. You need to allow people, it seems to me anyway, a break away from listening and watching. So give them a task, something to prepare. It's great to prepare something they can then share as their screen. If you're doing it in one-to-ones, you can then go and join their room. Clearly, they'll be the only one in it, but you can then talk to them individually with nobody else present. If you're doing groups of 3 or 4, you can join their room, and if you turn the camera off, they probably won't even notice you've popped in, and you can listen and observe. So breakout rooms need to be at least 15 minutes, longer if necessary. It doesn't matter if you think people are skiving, that's okay as long as they get the job done. One-to-one tasks is number 3. I think this is really important. Either give them a break or do an individual workout room as I just mentioned. The next one is to expect no contribution if you ask for it, unless you ask it for a specific named person. If you say, "Hi, does anyone have any points? Does anyone have any questions?" you'll be deafened by silence. Instead, say, "Jonathan, what are your thoughts? How would you use this?" Or "What do you think about this? Have you got an example, David?" Or "Would this work for you, John?" So this way, people will actually respond if you use silence. Another technique is when you ask questions is to look at the camera. So many times I found all the participants were staring at the screen. This reduces their ability to communicate well. Finally, you do need to interrupt people without the power of body language. My technique is quite straightforward. You use their name, you apologize, you soften with a benefit and ask a question. Geez, that sounds complicated. Here is how it works. Janice, that's a great point. I'm really sorry to stop you there, but I need to just ask you a quick question. So, who would be the client that you think would be most interested in that? Bob, really sorry to stop you. I just need to move on to some other points. Can we catch up with this later? Would that be okay? So this technique, the name gets the attention, the apology softens it, the benefit means it's them, it's not them, it's something else, and a question distracts their mind and moves them on. So these are the things I think I took away from last week's training. Keep your talky bit short and make sure your visuals are really, really light on text and high on colour. Make sure that the screen changes every 3 or 4 minutes from you to the slide. Use longer breakout sessions. I found starting off I used 5 minutes and then 10, then 15, and that worked really well. Use both groups and individual breakout sessions. Give people individual tasks to do and chat to them while they're doing it as you drop in their breakout room. Named discussion is the only way to get contribution or feedback or questions, and being able to interrupt nicely is quite important without the power of body language in a physical presence. Hope you find these ideas useful. Please let me know if you have any questions and catch up with you soon.